Hello everyone, and welcome back to our daily videos of Is the Shrine Worth It? During the anniversary, we're going to be getting 4 new perks every 24 hours. We're going to have a look at them in this video, give you a rating of how effective they are, and then tell you if they're worth picking up in the shrine or not. Just for reference, it is normally only ever worth picking up perks that are from licensed characters or characters that have recently been released. Today's shrine is unfortunately another kind of crappy one. I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 10. We have perks from the Houndmaster, the Ghoul, Jane and Tori. Those perks are Scourge Hook, Jagged Compass, Forever Entwined, Poised and Clean Break. Let's get into the killer perks first. Our first killer perk is Forever Entwined. When a survivor takes damage, gain 1 token up to 8. For each token, you pick up, drop and hook survivors 4% faster. This is what it looks like in game. I am going to give this perk an 8 out of 10 in terms of how strong it is. Funnily enough, this perk was in the shrine about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and back then I didn't see how good it was. I can now definitely see why it's really good. Doing everything faster in this game, especially picking up and dropping survivors, means it's much harder for them to give you any kind of stun, whether that's with a pallet or with a flashlight, so that is super good for you. On top of that, it just generally speeds up all of the small little animations that you just want to go faster anyway. On top of this being a really good perk, this is from the only licensed person in this whole shrine, which is kind of annoying, but it just means that this one is the 100% guarantee you pick this one up in the shrine, it's super worth it. Our second killer perk is Scourge Hook, Jagged Compass. At the start of the trial, up to 4 random hooks are changed into Scourge Hooks. You see their auras in white. When a survivor is unhooked from a hook, it becomes a Scourge Hook. When you hook a survivor on a Scourge Hook, the aura of the generator with the most progress is revealed to you in yellow for 10 seconds. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give this perk a 4 out of 10 in terms of how strong it is. Personally, as a killer, I would much rather regress a gen with a Scourge Hook than know which gen is doing well with a Scourge Hook. There are stronger perks, I think, like Tinkerer, which gives you an additional ability of making you silent when that gen is about to pop, and Scourge Hooks that are stronger that actually pop those gens for you when you hook someone instead of giving you the information. As well as being a not particularly strong perk, this is from an unlicensed character, so I would say stay away from this in the shrine. If you really want anything from the Houndmaster, buy her, she is on sale, and level her up through the blobwebs and you get all 3 of her perks instead. Let's move on to the survivor perks. Our first survivor perk is Poised. When first starting repairing on a generator, reveal the killer's aura for 6 seconds. When a generator is completed, you leave no scratch marks for 14 seconds. This is what it looks like in game. I would give this perk a 4 out of 10 for how strong it is. Honestly, you don't see many people run this perk because it's really not that great. It gives you some pretty decent information at the start of doing your gen, but that's it. You get nothing in the middle of doing your gen, and you get a little bonus afterwards where you don't show your scratch marks, but you could also just not show your scratch marks after you do a gen by just crouching and walking away from it. You don't have to run. I personally wouldn't put this in any of my builds, even a gen rushing build. It's just not really that good. On top of that, Jane is not a licensed character, so do not pick up her perks from the shrine. Instead, buy her, get all 3 perks by leveling her up in the blobwebs. Our fourth and final perk is Clean Break. After you finish healing another survivor while being healed by another survivor, press the ability 1 button to gain the broken status effect. After 60 seconds, you become healthy. This is what it looks like in game. I'm going to give this perk a 3 out of 10 in terms of its strength. When you're playing solo queue, you cannot really communicate with anyone to say heal me, I'll heal you. It's kind of just done by crouching and by spamming your crouches and teabagging each other and maybe doing a gesture or two. it's really hard to communicate who to heal who, and some people can just be very stubborn. If that is the case, you will never get this perk to even activate. Even if you do get it to activate, 60 seconds being unhealthy when you're around the map is basically a death sentence, and it's just really hard to get any value out of this. I personally just don't think it's worth running on anything. Maybe if you're in a survival with friends and you can communicate really well. Maybe that's the only time it's good. But whether you think it's good or I think it's bad, this is not from a licensed character. So 100% stay away from it, do not buy it in the shrine. You can buy Tori and get all 3 of her perks by just buying her and leveling her up in the blood web. Yet another disappointing shrine. Things that have been repeated, perks that we just don't really want. But to recap, the perk that we want to stay close to, that we want to get today is Forever Entwined by the Ghoul. The other 3 we want to just stay away from because they're not that great. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully there's a much better shrine tomorrow. Bye!